back coaching. What starts off in open statement?
Yeah, I know a lot of college basketball teams have already kind of tipped off, and it used to be, we've talked about it a bunch, the kind of the drop dead date of October 15th, and you couldn't see your guys at all and touch them. So it has a little different feel than what it is now, but it's always exciting to be able to kind of have the first official day. We went this morning for about 50 minutes. We do that probably 3 or 4 mornings a week. It's no contact. We don't tape. It's kind of more for basketball IQ things and introducing some different actions that we're trying to run offensively and defensively. Today, at this point, I like where our team is. We're obviously, compared to last year's team, I was very proud of that team. We're deeper, more athletic, probably have more of a look like an SEC team. We are young in some areas, but experienced in others, and so excited about the chances of getting going today.
Questions?
How's Blake?
Blake, we went home for right after our August period, Ben, and didn't feel well, and so we got him back here, and he's running a lot of series of kind of blood tests. Some kind of came back abnormal. He's improving, and so we're kind of waiting for another kind of testing that was done today to come back. But he's really improving, and so hopefully we'll get Blake back at some point here, maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
So you anticipate having him when the season starts?
We hope. We got to get these last tests back, but everything has been a lot more positive lately. He's back now on his own. Starting to run on his own, shooting. He hadn't done anything with our team since we've been back. And so we're kind of waiting right now probably for these next tests to come back. And then it'd be great. We sure hope it's maybe get a little quicker than what we thought at one point.
That kind of surprised you guys. You mentioned he wasn't feeling well. Did you imagine it be as significant as that?
No, because he's one of those. But he's one of those guys. He's the first guy in the gym all the time. His voice is so loud, and he just went home, and his dad called me and he said, "This Blake's not." Tried to work him out and didn't really feel like working out, and so he went to a hospital there, and those people were great, but we wanted to get him back here to our team of doctors and our doctors, and Andrew, Shannon, and Mississippi Medical have been terrific. So I think there's about to find a starting point to where we can get him back going.
How's it been not having his voice in the gym?
I've missed it. I mean, it's been great to kind of see some other guys develop. But I miss his voice, and I tell my guys all the time, it's one of the main reasons that he started last year so many games, because even as a young freshman, his voice was the best in our gym defensively, and you miss his energy level. So it'll be good to have him back.
Obviously, you've got a deeper team, but you did lose a player to the NBA. How do you replace all of those minutes, those points, all of his production, that showed up in the stat sheet, and some of this production that didn't?
Yeah, it's hard, Neil. I think we got to look, number one, at the veteran backcourt that's back. And you hope that, not saying Brian Tyree is going to make the jump from 10 points to whatever he averaged, 18 a game. Devontae made a jump, but both those guys need to make a bigger jump. It may not be so much in points scored, but just overall of their leadership, which has been better, how they defend, how they share the ball. So you've got to start there. And then, we've got a lot of capable guys. I mean, right now, there are a lot of guys from Franco to Bryce to Austin Crowley. KJ can play some three. Luis Rodriguez has had a great camp, is playing really, really well. And so then I think you'll see guys coming back, whether it's KJ or Blake at different positions, maybe not TD's position. So I'd kind of start with Devontae and Brian and both those guys, kind of their games taking another step.
Have you noticed a different attitude or mentality from the guys in year 2 now that the expectations are maybe a little higher than they were coming into last year?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think we've changed as a program from this time last year. Just our maturity level in the classroom, our maturity level, just the way we go about our business day to day. And I think the expectations of what we expect every day, and that's gotten better. We're not close to where we need to be. We got a lot of work ahead of us, but I'm proud of the progress. And like I said, you'll see us practice, and we look and feel more like an SEC team should look.
Does having that depth let you coach a little more the way that you're comfortable with coaching? I know last season wanted to use your bench sometimes as there was nobody on it. I mean, is it different now?
Yeah, it is different, you know, and I think this just competition, you know, fans get to see it in games where coaches really appreciate it at practice, because that's where your team grows. And it grows also when a guy knows he's got to give his very, very best effort, because there's a guy right behind him that you can hopefully put into a game and your team can keep improving. And so I just think that competition, you know, obviously I use the analogy of football. Alabama probably has the best analogy of it, you know, that or Clemson in football, that they've got 2 or 3 guys at each spot. So you can imagine the competition, and everybody's got to be on edge every single day. Number one, kind of afraid of you losing your spot, but the competition to get better grows.
You mentioned the
Speaking of
depth and the.
competition-
Go ahead, Parrish.
Speaking of the competition, a lot of newcomers, Kermit, has anyone separated themselves and do you see roles forming there?
Yeah, you know, we'll find a lot more in the next, you know, 25 or 30 days, but Adeem Size had his best week of practice last week. It was good, you know, and Carlos Curry has made some progress. He'll have some great days. Carlos needs to be more consistent. KJ Buffin, you know, just from his body, you can look at him. I mean, now he's about 225, 226, and he's more physical. He looks more ready to play, you know, than he did last year. Austin Crowley has had some really, really good days from a basketball IQ standpoint. He's very, very athletic. He'll be as athletic as about anybody in our league at his position. Sammy Hunter has been a great addition. Sammy's got to rebound the ball better. He's capable. But he just shows flashes of he's going to be a really good player in our league. So, and I'm probably leaving out some Dude McCullum. We had a great scrimmage to end our summer, and so a lot of all those guys are going to be really good players here. And but I don't think anything is really shaken out right now. There's a lot of playing minutes up for grabs on our team.
You mentioned the depth and the program changing. Do you think the decision to redshirt Sean's kind of indicative of that? Because with a guy like that in years past, I don't think you might have had the luxury to sit him out.
No doubt. You know, I think this, you know, and one thing when we started talking to Sean and his high school coach about this way back, I mean, you know, Sean's 17, he's going to be 18 in May. So, I mean, that's young. I mean, that's a young senior in high school. So it's really a young freshman in college. And you'll see, it's amazing. Now, he came to 198, now he's 215. He's gained 17 pounds in about 3.5, 4 weeks. So, I mean, he really is. He's going to be good. But you're exactly right. I think it's what's best for the kid, you know, and it's what he feels comfortable with. He's going to do great in practice. But you're right. I think that bodes well kind of for what the staff has done recruiting with depth.
How's KJ progressing as a shooter?
He's done better. He's shot the ball a lot better this summer. He's a more confident shooter. You know, I've been on him a few times about not just all of a sudden he hurt. He's got to become a better shooter, and then all of a sudden, you don't want a 6'8" athletic guy just kind of running around the 3-point line. You know, so he's got to go back, stick his nose in the middle of rebounding the ball, and his skill. You all saw it last year. He's very skilled driving the ball, passing it, and so just his physicality. And then you got a guy who can rebound, he can make a three, and he's going to make plenty of threes this year.
You don't recruit JUCOs to sit, but you had 2 guys that were JUCOs last year. They're not here anymore. So for Bryce, what does he have to do to ensure that he gets on the floor? What have you seen from him in this game? What do you like about him?
Yeah, you'll watch him. I mean, he's got flashes. He's so athletic and fast, and he's taking coaching well. And so I think he's made a lot of progress since he's been back in the fall. And you know, just kind of act more like a point guard, and he can shoot. He's very quick with the ball, and I think just his physicality, you know, point of contact, defending, getting hit with the ball screen, stopping, you know, getting himself through contact and then physical play, being a better rebounding guard. And but yeah, he's had some great moments, you know, with us since he's been back.
I think you kind of mentioned this summer on the teleconference, Luis being one guy out of everybody that's transformed his body a lot. How has that helped his game, and what has that changed about it?
Yeah, we probably started today. Luis would start. You know, we started today. There's a lot of time between now and then, but he has. You can just see. I mean, the way he's physical. He's a guy. Even last year, y'all saw him. And I probably didn't trust him as much as I probably should have. You know, some of that was Luis, probably some of it was me. But when the ball goes up, he's a natural, instinctive rebounder, and but he's playing more calm. You know what it is? He's not thinking so much. He's just kind of playing. You know, he kind of feels good in the system now. And so, you know, sometimes when guys are trying to grasp, system of play, and actions defensively and offensively, it paralyzes them. You know, so they can't move freely. And now he's just moving freely if he feels good. And he's going to do really good things this year. And right now, he's probably the best on-ball defender we have.
Now that you have some more natural point guards on roster, do you expect Devontae to play a little bit more back off the ball again this year, or do you want to kind of keep him on?
Yeah, I think Devontae's a point guard. He's a point. I'm not saying he can't. You know, we're going to hopefully have 3 guards out there, and Brian Tyree rebounds the ball, and obviously he'll advance it up. You know, if it's a set play and the ball's dead on the side, you know, Devontae a lot of times will be the guy that will initiate offense. But, you know, we'd like for KJ Buffin to be able to rebound the ball, advance the ball to the floor, make good decisions, or Austin Crowley or Bryce, Franco. Franco Miller's another guy. He had his best week last week. And so Franco is, you know, has really come on and gotten himself playing at a better pace, you know. So, but yeah, Devontae is playing point guard. He's thinking more like a point, and he's kind of settled in that role.
Whether it's
What's the next step for Devontae specifically in terms of him reaching his ultimate goals? Because I know you're kind of waiting on a decision from him last year. Now he's back. I guess what do you want to see from him specifically?
Yeah, I think this is that Devontae's really his shooting percentages really improved last year. But what happened was that that was the first time we all know that he played point ever in his career. That he really was the guy who put the ball in his hands. His assist to turnovers last year about 2 to 1. You'd love to see that to go to 3.5 to 1. If you go 3.5 to 1, then you're going to be close to leading the SEC in assist to turnovers. So I think the same thing, and just really being one of the best on-ball defenders in the SEC. And I think just take what he did last year and just that normal progress. I mean, he really improved in every area. You know, you just take that to another level, and then he's had a great junior year.
How are y'all characterizing Blake's injury? What do y'all call it?
Just right now, it's just kind of been some blood abnormality, however you say it, you know, but he's had some abnormal tests come back with his blood work, and it's just, like I said, with a certain term, don't really know, and we're just kind of waiting for those things to come back. But I know one thing, he feels a ton better, and he looks better, and he's anxious to get back out there.
When the hurricane was really hitting the Bahamas a few weeks ago, did you kind of have to be a voice of encouragement there with Sammy and Franco, maybe Franco a little more?
You better believe it. I mean, we talked to his mom and texted his mom and Big Franco a lot. And I know Yo obviously was right in the middle of it with her families right there in Freeport. Sammy didn't get affected in Nassau, you know, and Franco did a great job with the hurricane relief thing we did. Want to thank everybody for that. Mississippi College here on the exhibition game, we're going to do a hurricane relief game. We're not going to charge, but we're going to really accept all donations, cash donations at the door. Students, people who come to the game, hope to have a great crowd that'll be sent, you know, directly back to the Bahamas to help everyone there.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks for coming, guys. Thank you.